All right, here we are live with Franz Beard. He's on his way to the YMCA. Buddy Martin, along with Brendan Martin. Franz is in his car. We got a new toy here, a little split screen. Francis, are you excited about the basketball game today?
Yeah, if the Gators will move the ball and hit some shots, they're going to do well. They're going to have great size in the middle of Kentucky, but Florida's got better guards, and Florida's got to make this game a game of guards. If they do that, they win the game. If they let Kentucky impose its will, inside Kentucky will win.
You know, Franz, at times this team looks scary good for Florida. I mean, when they get there hitting their threes and moving the ball around, and, of course, now that Chiozza is well once again, they throw the ball around really well, whip it around. Their passing game has improved a great deal. Kulichov, when he's hitting, it's certainly firepower. Now you got Hayes. Now you got Stone. You know, will the pieces ever come together? Could this be the night, the tip-off at Rupp tonight when the pieces come together?
Well, I think they're a couple of weeks away from that, buddy. I think they've got to have the depth in the middle before they do. They've got essentially, because Bassett has not been playing well, they've essentially got 10 fouls in the middle that are 6'8", that are 6'1", 6'8", 1, 6'9". Kentucky's going to be playing with guys that are 6'9" or better, and a power forward that's 6'7" and 240. So Florida's got to make this a game of guards. When it all comes together for Florida, it's going to be when they've got the depth in the middle. Stokes and Johnson and Igbunu are all back in there, and now all of a sudden you've got size and you can combat people. You can play any game they want to play. You want to play an inside game, fine. You want to play an outside game, fine. But Florida will have the advantage because the Gators are capable of doing both. Right now they don't have that.
Yeah, a few people are finding us online right now as we go. Byron just jumped in here. Susan, Joe, how you doing, guys? This is something brand new. If you got Skype, I don't know if you're seeing this or not. Hopefully you are. This is a combination of Skype and Facebook, which is something that's brand new on the Buddy Martin Show. Franz is already generous taking up his time. We're going to get him up to Ocala to broadcast the new Martin Multimedia Podcast Broadcast Studios, soon to be unveiled, Franz. We'll tell you, show you the blueprint. But this is what's fun, these impromptu conversations. This is our pop-up show. I'm here at Brendan's house. He's in the background. This is not my usual studio. And Franz is in his car. Be careful driving, Franz. You look like you're an aviator there going on the highway. So you're always optimistic, but you don't blow smoke, Franz. Tell us the real deal. This Kentucky team is not really playing that good right now. But Rupp is a really difficult place. Florida's got to play like it played the first 5 games of the year, at least the Duke game, to be able to have a chance tonight. So let's get real here. What is the realistic chances of Mike White's team coming out of there with a win?
Well, it's all going to depend on the guard play. If Chiozza is penetrating, and that's the key. Chiozza penetrates, and whoever gets the ball next can't be looking to shoot first thing. If Chiozza can penetrate and the spacing is right, then they will get guys open for shots if they'll move the ball. If they don't move the ball, they have no chance. But this is a team that's very similar in size and makeup to Texas A&M. We saw what happened at Texas A&M. Florida had 25 assists on 32 made baskets at Texas A&M. Florida hit 3-point shots like they were going out of style at Texas A&M. And that was all based on Chiozza penetrating, getting past that first guy, getting into the middle of that zone, making the zone collapse. That leaves guys open, and then they made the passes. That's what it takes to win at Rupp. And I don't care if it's a game when the Gators have the size or whatever. That's what it takes to win at Rupp, because Kentucky is tough there. They've got size there, and a lot of these really long zone defenses. So the ball's got to move. And as long as the ball's moving, as long as Chiozza stays out of foul trouble and can penetrate, Florida's got a realistic chance to win this game. But if any of those things don't happen, for example, if Chiozza can't get the ball into the middle, then they're going to have problems because, you got a lot of size there. You got a lot of guys with really long arms, and it's going to make it very, very tough. So it's going to be Florida's got to make it a game about the guards. Gators can do that, they can win. If Kentucky can make it a game about the big guys, Kentucky wins the game because they've got 30 fouls to give. Florida really only has 10.
I was in one of my favorite breakfast spots in Ocala yesterday, and I walked in. There was Tom Alvey, and there was who all was in that place? Cindy Cloud was there. Yancey was there having breakfast, and they want to know what is the real deal on the big man. What is the real Egbuno story? Is he coming back? Because I had a really good source tell me from the inside. You may hear he's coming back in January, but don't count on it. What is the real story? All that size on the bench, injured, all in the, used to call it the hot tub. They can't get out there injured. Now Gak's got that severe injury. What is the story with these big guys being hurt? And secondly, can Florida get through? Is this going to be a centerless team without a post? And it can be done. We've seen it one before. What's the story on the big guys' health?
Well, Egbuno will be back. Now, whether it's the last week in January or the first week in February, that's about the only real decision. They'd like to redshirt Stokes if they could. I don't think they're going to be able to do that because I think that it's going to take Egbuno time to really get himself together. Gak may take a while, so they're going to have to split up that time in the middle, and that means that they're going to need Stokes. They're going to need that extra body. I think you can really get by with 4 big bodies as long as they're 4 productive bodies. In college, I've seen that Duke do that. I've seen some other teams do that as well. But if you only have 2 big bodies, it's really, really tough. Right now, that's all they've got is 2. Egbunu's going to be able to play, and the question isn't will he play the season? He will. Can he be back a week from Saturday? Possibly. More likely the first week in February. Stokes was a little bit ahead of him as far as time-wise. And here's the thing. If they could get both those guys and start them out at 5 to 7 minutes a game, and while they still have Hayes and Stone, then when you get Gak back, now all of a sudden you've got a decent rotation there, and that's the key right there. They have to have that rotation in there because then you don't have to worry about Hayes has been in there a while and he's going to get a foul because he's tired and gets out of position. You can then alter your lineup a little bit. You can let Stone play a real stretch 4 and get out on the perimeter where he takes somebody away from the basket. Right now, Stone has to be very careful about his opportunities to play on the perimeter because when he's away from the basket, Florida's only got 1 big guy back there. So a lot of pieces fall together when you got a rotation. Right now, they don't have a rotation.
All right, friends, we're going to get a football question here in just a minute, but let's stay with basketball. Auburn is a better team than we thought, obviously, but Alabama's better. And what about coming out of that side division? Johnson's got those guys playing really good basketball right now. What other teams concern you in the league? Obviously, Kentucky. Tennessee looks very strong. Give me a rundown on the SEC, the teams you think. But they're saying now, and I say today, you're Mr. Basketball. You're Mr. College Basketball. You would know this. They say the SEC could be the strongest conference in the country in basketball.
Top to bottom, that's true. I think the SEC gets 8 teams into the NCAA tournament right now. Tennessee is really, really good, particularly at home. South Carolina can beat anybody in Columbia. Georgia, if Mayton stays out of foul trouble, Georgia is capable of beating anybody. Alabama vastly improved. Mississippi State, really, really tough in Starkville. Not so great on the road, but a lot of size, and they can do some things.
Yeah.
LSU's tough at home, not so great away. Arkansas, tough at home, not so great away. The Aggies are right now, I think they've got I think they've got top 10 national talent, and right now they're playing like a bottom 10 team. But they've got the ability to do it. Vanderbilt's a lost cause this year. Auburn's really good. Auburn is real.
Yeah,
Bruce Pearl
done a good job.
Bruce does not get the credit he deserves as a basketball.
Where were they
coach.
picked? They
So
were
next
picked
one-
like next to last or something, weren't they? They were picked really
They
low.
were picked in the bottom 4.
What?
They're picked in the bottom 4 in the SEC.
Yeah.
And Bruce has finally got, it's taken him 4 years to get all the pieces together because Auburn is not a name that's synonymous with good college basketball. And it takes a while. It's like Billy. Billy was in his 4th year when he really had a good team. And, it takes a while. And the reason was that Florida was not a name you equated with good college basketball. So it took Billy a while to do it. And that's the thing that Bruce has had to do there. Now he's got players who'll do what he likes. He likes to press after a basket on the inbounds play, force you to take 10 seconds off the clock, and then play on a short clock. That's what they do defensively, and they're really good at it.
All right, friends, to our team, the kingdom is out there. The kingdom. Where's the shirt, Brendan? Hold it up. Where's the kingdom? Right here it is.
Successful first attempt, friends, by the way, at
good
our
job.
split screen. It looks looking, sounding great. Thank you very much.
Just remember Gator Country TV, okay?
It's way better now.
How about that? You were part of that. You know what it's like, right?
Remember,
Yeah. There you go. There he is. I got yours working here, France. All right.
France can see that, by the way.
I know.
So he can see us
saw
now
that.
with our new communication skills.
There you
Stay
go.
loyal to the kingdom.
Are we out there, Kingdom? Let's hear from you. Okay, we got a couple of questions. Look, I'm gonna Joe's listening, Susan's listening, Byron. We just popped up. Craig Hires, Steve, Don Depew. Wait, hello, Don. How you doing? Thanks for the comment. We got. Let's see who else we got here. So 4 or 5 people. Kevin Meadows has a question. When do you usually start hearing about transfers? If Jalen Hurts was going to transfer away from Alabama, would you likely hear about that? Just in general, I'm not saying he'll come to Florida. Okay, Kevin's one of those people that interested in the quarterback situation. I'm going to make a prediction, and I'm going to let you take it from there. I don't think he transfers. I think Jalen Hurts stays right there, and he may, and I talked to Paul Feinbaum on my show last week, he may be the guy taking the first snap in the spring, friends. What do you think about it?
well, I think he is definitely going to take the first snaps of the spring. But here's the thing I believe. I believe at the end of the spring, they're going to know what they're going to do about him. They really are going to know, and he's going to know too. If that offense is better with Tua in there, which I believe it will, then I think Hurts will have to really seriously consider transferring if he intends to be a quarterback in college. He's been there 2.5. At the end of this spring, he will have been there 2 full years because he was an early enrollee. So, if he's done his summer school work, which I think he has, he could be pretty close to graduating by August, actually. So, I don't think that he goes now. There's no way he's going to go now. And I don't think he'll necessarily go at the end of the spring. But he could definitely go. And I'm under the impression from what I've heard that he's pretty close to graduating if he sticks it out in summer school.
Yeah.
So that could change a lot of dynamics for him.
When they start hearing
Lane
about
Kiffin needs a quarterback, by the way, because Jason Driscoll is getting his degree in civil engineering, and Jason Driscoll is retiring from football. Says he never intended to play football after college. So he's got his degree. He's retiring from football, and guess who needs a quarterback? Lane Kiffin.
Well, I'm starting to hear some good reports about the wide receivers. About if they may get Copeland, they may get the other kid, what's his name, Watkins. And if they get those two guys with the transfers that are immediately eligible, you got a situation there where all of a sudden, I don't want to say embarrassment of riches because you can never have too many wide receivers, but things would be really, really good for the new coming quarterback and whoever's going to play the position. So in terms of recruiting, what's the next deadline? The 7th of November, of February? Is that the date? When is it? Do we have France? I think we might have lost France.
We might have lost his connection.
Oh.
I'm here. I'm
Okay,
here.
yeah. Did you hear that question, France?
I know you were talking about the wide receivers, and here's the thing I think about the wide receivers is they've got slot guys. Now, side and balance. When they had Callaway, he was the only guy that could really play on the outside. When they had Cleveland last year, he was the only guy that could really play on the outside. Callaway was suspended. This year, they'll have Cleveland, they'll have Grimes, they'll have Jefferson. They'll have guys who can play on the outside, which means that their slot guys don't have to try to play outside guys. The whole situation will just be 100% better, buddy.
I know you're getting ready to do your workout. I won't keep you. We'll ask one more question, then we'll let you catch up to you later. Get ready for the basketball game tonight. We want to thank the folks for members of the Kingdom popping up here as we do a pop-up broadcast once in a while. Franz has been great about being available. We appreciate that. We got our new software in. We're going to be doing some new things. We got some exciting things going on. Francis, we've been doing this a long time, buddy. Let's keep doing it for a while. All right. All right. So,
I run into Umatilla Steve every now and then when I'm down at my sister's, and he always reminds me that he was there when we did broadcast on the road in a lot of places. He showed up at the on the lawn of the Bear Bryant Museum, and who was the first person to show up? Umatilla Steve.
We love that. We have some loyal followers. Now, even to this day, I have people ask me about that. We won't go into all the history, but so we like to keep it current. But I know this much: we've had a great run now. We hope to continue on with this new audience we found and some exciting plans for the Kingdom. So got to get Francis' Kingdom shirt. And we got another round of recruiting coming up. What is that date, Franz? Is it February 7th? Is that it?
First Wednesday in February, whichever date that is. Wednesday in February. Yeah. Not going to be as exciting as previous national signing days because I looked in it, did a little chart on Friday, and of the top 20 teams that are recruiting, if they all sign their allotment of 25 guys, let's say they all can sign 25.
Yeah.
Southern Cal does not have half its class in all the way. That says something. I mean, you got Georgia. Georgia's got 20 guys, 19 guys, or 20 guys. It's 20, I believe, already signed, which means, and their class, they're only going to be able to have 5 guys in the class. Yeah. So Georgia's going to be kind of anticlimactic. Alabama's got about 14 in. They're going to need about 11. Florida's 13, and the Gators, I think, will oversight because some of these guys will count back. I look for the Gators to still sign 15 guys.
Yeah.
So,
well, I'm getting kind of itchy for spring ball. Meanwhile, we do have Mr. College basketball, Franz Beard. Most of our people in the Kingdom are football people, and most of them are Gators. Can I say a word about core values here just real quick? I know I'm holding you up, my mate. Brendan, you join in this because you were one of the,
you can't see me.
You're one of the ones who brought it up. I started thinking about our group. We've been doing this for like 2 months. And what makes this group different? And you've known this because you've kind of subscribed to this theory. The core values of who we are, right? We're going to I'll always have the number one news story. We did lead the way on the new coach. We did give you some stuff there. But what we're trying to do is we're trying to be honest. We're trying to get inside information when it's available. We are true to the Kingdom for a reason. That means I don't mean just the Gator Nation, that's part of it, but true to who we are as a group of people and what we represent. And I think the word caring would be one of those words I'd throw out there if I was making a mission statement, which I'm not. And obviously we're curious, and I think we're committed. Those are 3 good C's right there. So we doing this, we truly believe we can take this to another level, but we're only as good as the people we have in the Kingdom. I love the fact that these people have supported us, and I would say to them, we're only as good as you are. because you're the one that make us better, and we're doing this for you. So if I said that right, Franz, you want to add anything there?
I think you capped it all right there. I think that's a good start to a mission statement, buddy.
Okay. All right, final thing, workouts this week. How'd they go as far as you've heard? Joe wants to know.
Lots of people puking in garbage cans.
Yeah.
That's a good sign.
Bowling Green, Black Friday, Urban Meyer. That's what it sounds like. Where do you think Dan got it from?
Well, Dan understands when you got somebody that works for your body, this is what you're going to get, and I for one appreciate the fact that he stayed true to his roots and got one of Mickey's guys.
Yeah, Franz, good workout. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it very much, and we'll catch up to you. We'll talk later in the week, or maybe tomorrow. But who knows? We'll talk Monday for sure on the radio program, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, buddy.
Good job.
Thanks, Brendan.
Good job on the video.
Yeah, good job. I think it's a successful first run, so we'll be doing this from now on, Franz. Even if we have to call you, we can do that too.
All right, thanks a bunch.
Thanks, Franz. You're the best. Bye, Franz. Franz Beard, everybody.
You're a guy.
He is my guy.
Yeah, you're a guy.
Yeah. All right, so you're going to talk to your peeps here?
Yeah. Let's see where I want to go with this. I want to talk a little off script about something not sports. I said this earlier, and you kind of laughed at me, but the bottom line is that this is not sports. Are you experiencing this like I am, that it's the first of the year? Everywhere I go, people want my information all over again. It doesn't matter if it's the dentist or the doctor's office. It doesn't matter if it's an insurance company. It doesn't matter if it's online or if I just reboot my computer. Everybody says, can you please take the time to upgrade your information? Now, I get security. I understand cyber stuff out there and the problems that we have with people hacking into us and what have you. But to me, what really aggravates me is that these people, who I pay, by the way, think nothing of it to ask me to take my time, 45 minutes I'll never get back, sometimes, to go through all these steps again. All these steps. I mean, it's bad enough we have to go to the doctor's office, and I love my doctors, by the way, both of them, and sit there and wait a long time. By the way, the secret to that is always be the first one that day. You get right in. And have to wait there. Everywhere we go, we wait. Even when we go to Starbucks, which I don't go too much anymore, you got to wait a long time to get a cup of coffee. So how much is the value of our time? What's the line from the Eagles song, if I can remember it? We spend time making money and spend money making time. I don't know what that is. But the bottom line is our time is valuable. Why is it okay for the companies to make us take our time sometimes to fix their problems? Why is it that the cell phone companies can't stop people from hacking in their cell phone accounts and calling us and spamming us? Why? It's their responsibility. Why can't they make it safe? So I'm just saying in general, are you experiencing this at all? Because I am. This has nothing to do with sports, and probably all of you are asleep by now. I just want to get it off my chest. Remember,
You feel better? Because you're really bitching about something that's like just normal.
It's okay.
It's not going to happen. You can whine about it and complain, but we all got to update, and it's for our own security that we update constantly, right?
It's not normal.
So that's what we have to do. And every time there's a hack and something new, you have to update your security. What happened is we had to update iOS today.
No, that's just one
it's
of
just the OS thing, and he got mad about it.
No.
Yes, because he had to update. I got to update again on the high tier. Look,
Wrong.
it is what it is. It's better than getting hacked. So you got to do the security update. I know it's not something you like to do. No one likes to do. You sound like my wife. Everyone complains about the same thing. Listen, at Tech World, you got to update. Okay? That's it. It's just the way it is.
All right, now I want to talk about football, but not college. I want to talk about the Jaguars. Everybody now wants to be a Jaguar fan. I wonder if Tom Schmitz is out there. Let's see. And I have already, I'm on record as having picked the Jaguars to win against New England. All right? And I'm not just bandwagon jumping. I've been following them, watching them. I've been kind of making my own assessments. I said on my radio show this week, and then Terry Bradshaw also picked.
Why are you calling Tom there?
I'm just seeing if he's there.
Why would you call him there? We can call him right here.
He won't answer. He's out doing something else. But anyway, he's not answering. So I'll say my piece. All right. How about out there? Do they have any Jaguar followers? Are you up for the Jaguars? Can they beat New England? Is Tom Brady's hand really sore? How about Blake Bortles? Will he play well enough for them to win? And will the defense work? Rushing the pressure, putting pressure up the middle, which Brady hates. Are the Jaguars a fluke? Do people think they're just an expansion team for crying out loud who showed up yesterday? What about these Jaguars? Do you think they're real? I'll ask out there in the Gator Nation, the Kingdom. What do you think? Are the Jaguars for real? Joe Fulmer said he's a diehard Bucs fan. I hear what you're saying, and I understand completely. And I was there when the Bucs started. And I was a season ticket holder my first year, okay? So up there, and by the way, Joe's up in West Des Moines, Iowa. Whew, talking about cold. Kevin Zeminski says, go Jags.
Look at this,
all right?
Look at this little trick I can do now.
What you got to? Oh, man, you got another toy. Don't give him any more.
Up there. We can comment on the screen, post it.
Boy, my new guy, by the way, Joe Moronic. Amen, buddy. See? He gets me. Why do we have to continue to do this? What's the word on Brady? The word on Brady is he was on the injury report with a hand. Who knows how bad it is? Somehow these great athletes, great players, no, it's not. It's something they have to report to the league office. They have to report injury. They don't
like to follow the rules so much.
Yeah, but they have to report the injury. And he didn't practice on Wednesday. So remember, you got to discern between what's real and what's not. So I've covered NFL teams. I can tell you that they have to do it. They get in trouble. I think that Brady will play and probably play well. Unless he gets his hands hit. I'm the quarterback. I'm not a very good one. I can tell you the painful injury I had, throwing the ball and hitting my thumb on a helmet. Oh, my gosh. It was sore for a month. So they need little things. So on his throwing hand. And by the way, don't you think the Jaguar defensive lineman will be aware of that? I'm not saying it should do it, but they'll be going after that hand. So what if these Jaguars go to the Super Bowl? Now that's a story, except maybe not so much. I hear the Fox people complaining, oh my gosh, we're going to have to be stuck with Jacksonville and Philadelphia. Well, look, maybe it's stuck to you. Maybe it's a fan base that's been around now for a long time waiting for something to happen. Maybe it's Tom Coughlin coming back to the general manager's office where he once coached. Maybe it's a community that deserves something. Maybe there's a story here you haven't heard about, okay? By the way, our friend Buddy Page, he got into trouble because when the Broncos played Jacksonville, he wrote a column just off the top of his head saying it was called the Jagwads. Remember that? Yeah. The Times Union in Jacksonville ran it on the front page, and people went crazy. Hello, Carlos. Let Carlos be introduced. Hello, buddy. I'm not a cat guy, but this little kitty cat here, Stella's kitty cat, he's adopted me. So I believe our friend here. All right,
ask him if we can call him on
okay. Where are you, Tom?
I'm on the golf course.
Oh, heck with you. Well, never mind then. We're just Skyping in today. We're
live, Tom.
We're live. A little split screen here. We're going to talk Jaguars. So never mind. You go back and play. You got a thought on the Jaguars?
I think that Tom Brady's going to pass all over him because his hand's fine.
Mm-hmm. So I know you took the 9. I know you laid the 9 points.
No. I actually.
You took the 9.
I actually teased the Jaguars up to 16 plus 16.
Yeah. Okay.
I took the Jags to plus 16.
All right. We'll go back to your golf game. We're on Skype. When you get your Skype fixed, we'll get you up. We have split screens now, so just so you know, okay?
Very good.
All right, Tom. Thank you. It's Tom Schmitz, who is.
If you ever do that again, you're fired from the show.
Trying to find out where he was. Were you
call from my new software, and we can call people.
He didn't want to talk.
We don't have to do it that way.
He didn't want to talk.
So. All right, so you're fired from that way.
Stella, how's Carlos doing?
Good.
Has he been a good boy this week? What do you feed him?
Well, Joe, I know you don't report the injury. You'll be fined. I get it. I'm not saying these guys play by the rules.
Tuna. and sometimes normal food.
Normal food, okay. Tuna, he likes tuna. Carlos might be the friendliest cat I know. He was just crawled up in my lap. Well, anyway, that's what's going on there, folks. Appreciate you chiming in here on a
got new software.
Nondescript. We're trying to get something field tested so we can get ready to go.
Going to get the new mixer, 2 microphones, and get Buddy back in his home studio and out of my house. And currently we're in the Martin compound, the Martin Jr. compound, and
no wine.
We'll be able to Skype 2 and 3 people in at one time.
Beverage.
We'll be able to do all sorts of cool things. So anyway. Yes.
Well, everybody's out there got things to do this afternoon. And
what's the basketball game?
Basketball tonight, 8:15. We just wanted to check in to you. Thanks.
We're just trying something new. Yeah. Look at this. New camera angle.
Oh, my
New camera angle. New camera angle. New camera angle.
This is good.
Make
me dizzy. Sorry, folks. We got to go.
All right. Well, anyway, check us out. We're going to have 2 and 3 cameras and all sorts of stuff. Well, thanks for being a part of our test broadcast. Goodbye, everybody. Anything else? Stella, anything else?
No, Stella?
Say goodbye.
Goodbye.
This is producer, junior producer right here.
Goodbye.
Can you sing it? Goodbye.
Bye, Stella.